I'm in first grade with Amanda, and we decided to do our lesson on how many more problems, story problems, because our last lesson, when they did the bar graph and Amanda asked them how many more chickens are there than birds, they were struggling with that a lot, like trying to pull out that information from the graph. And so I thought it was a good idea if we started back a step and they would um, practice how many more problems, story problems. So, what our lesson was is we did an example of a how many more problem together, and um, I asked them how many more, why do you know this, how do you know this, and they really bounced their ideas off one another, and it was really cool to see. And then for our main activity, I had them work in partners or small groups since we have five, and they created their own story problems. And um, I think they were just really excited for the creative aspect of um, creating their own, to really have it be their own, because I don't think they get to do that a lot. So when they created their own story problems, um, it was really cool to see them working together and having our shyest student in our group really like jump in and want to work with her peers, which was really awesome to see. So that's something we plan on doing for the rest of the time that we're there, to see if she'll actually come out of her shell, because um, I think that's one of our goals, is to have her participate, and at least doesn't have to be out loud, just like with her peers. So that was really awesome. We felt really awesome about that. Um, as the teacher, I kind of received the feedback that I wanted from my students. I say kind of because when they created their own story problems, um, they weren't really how many more, but I would be like, oh, so who has more? Like, um, because they would add the end, how many do they have in total, or um, yeah, so it was like they were trying to add, and then they made a number sentence, so they were able to relate their problem to the number sentence, and that was, I mean, they made the connection, and that was really awesome to see too. um, but they didn't, I mean, when I would ask the question how many more, they would get it right away, but I wanted them to write on their paper, or at least ask their peers, how many more does this person have than this person, or um, what's the difference? What's the difference between this person and this person? But when I would ask those questions after their problems were written, they were able to say out loud, "Oh, 7 minus 4 is 3, so 3." Um, I think one of them was like, Briella has 3 more bracelets than Christina, something like that. So they were able to like pull out the information once I asked them.